So, Skye, how have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thank you very much. It was lovely meeting you in
I
London
know,
and
that
you
was
too
so
at the same time.
strange. I don't know, this lockdown has made things weird because everyone's so used to seeing everyone on camera. So
Mhm.
actually seeing you in person was strange, but it's great.
But guys, this is what Skye did. She looked at me when we met and she was like, "You got legs." I was like, "Yes, I do." That was crazy.
Yeah, I
It,
love
it was
it.
it was a weirdly nice moment because obviously we just been seeing each other above the waist, and then when you see a person with the legs, obviously it kind of makes it look
Yeah.
a little strange.
But that's the new normal now with everything being, through Zoom and remote working.
Siri, shut up. But so let's jump right into the topic today.
Yes.
Today's topic is artists sort of being in need of guidance,
Hmm.
or not sort of actually being in need of guidance, but when you try to guide them in the right direction, they don't want to take it. They think, not all of them, obviously, hands down, some do listen, but majority, for some weird reason, they've got this ego going on and they can't seem to let their ego down to be able to guide it in the right way. And they act in a way where they think they know it all,
Mm.
right? And that is where everything
Yeah.
goes down.
Exactly. And do you know what? I understand in the way that, artists, they do have their vision of this is what they want, this is how they see it happening. But it comes down to a lot of artists not realizing that in order to make certain things happen, you
Mhm,
do need to change some aspects of your creativity and
mhm.
the way that things are going planned in your development in order to make that happen. So you have to be open minded, otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to get to where you want to be.
Exactly, exactly. But so what I'm trying to figure out is that I, as a person, I was always open for ideas. I was always open for learning,
Hmm.
but not as much as I am right now. I have to be honest,
Yeah.
because we're trying to help people with this podcast. I know we kind of failed for the last few weeks because I was away and it was all busy, but now we're back on it. Um, I was actually at some point in my career, I was like, cool, I know it all. I remember being like that. I'm not going to deny.
Yeah.
But this is the very same reason why we are trying to show guidance, because I don't want people, the artists, to repeat the same mistakes that I've done, or maybe somewhere down the line you've done. Does that make sense?
Exactly. 100%. But I think it's a human nature thing where when you feel confident in yourself, which is a beautiful thing, and I think that's amazing,
Definitely.
you do get very defensive on taking other people's advice. And that doesn't just come down to being an artist or a creative person, that comes down to everything.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, me myself, I've been doing several different businesses, and I'm only just realizing, probably in the last year, how the importance of bringing in other people into your life to help things grow, help things develop, not just in a business aspect, but in a personal aspect, is the most important thing. And the growth has been incredible.
Definitely. I mean, I also realized that when I first established my first business back in 2018. That's when I first established my first business. And ever since then, I've been figuring out more and more, because look, I'm not a business management graduate. I've been to uni. I finished tourism and hospitality management. That's a whole other thing. I've learned management there. I'm not gonna lie, cool. But then they don't really teach you what you actually learn, which is allowing our people, which is still in our topic, by the way, allowing our people to come in and contribute their bits towards the business.
Yeah.
So if you are not open for offers, like we are talking about now, then you're not going to be able to benefit from these new opportunities that these new people might be able to bring on the table.
Yeah.
Now you are missing out on a lot of opportunities, a lot of guidance, a lot of possible new profit lines, and most importantly, you are dimming down this new person that you brought into the business, dimming down their lights, and now they are kind of feeling like they're not really worthy in
Yeah.
your eyes. So you're not really actually valuing them as much as you should, and they're kind of sort of taking a step back instead of taking a step forward. And eventually you will lose this person. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens with the musicians. When we step up in the game and we try to guide these people and we give them guidance and whatnot, they take it. But when you see they're not really implying any of the advice that you've given, so we're like, why are we even wasting our time?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's strange because everyone is so obsessed with the end goal and not realizing the development side and the patient side to it is the most important side. Like, yeah, I think that the end goal is just a trophy at the end of it. That's just part of many achievements, but the real achievement is a strong development and a strong team around you. And there's a lot of people that don't fully take advantage of that, and they just see it as, I need to do the most ambitious thing in order to reach my most ambitious goal, but they miss all the small valuable steps in between that, which is why a lot of artists and musicians end up stopping music altogether, because they've realized that they've hit a wall and they can't really get back into it because they've lost their passion for it from banging their head against the wall like for so many years. Or they just end up going around in circles on a project that just isn't working and hasn't been working, and they wonder why that is.
Definitely. And I couldn't agree with that more. I personally haven't made any music in over a month, up until last night.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you. Last night, I had received a new set of ad libs for a project that's been going on for the last 2 years, right?
Okay.
This project has been going on for 2 years. It started here, now it's here, so good, so about to finish. For some reason, we are not rushing into this project because we still believe there is an element that's missing. Now, yesterday, the ad libs came in. I like them. They have sort of complemented to the empty spaces in the song, which is what ad libs do anyway, as you know. But these were done in a way where they kind of sort of brought up that missing element even more up on the surface. And we realized, me and my mate LJ, we realized what's really missing, and we have gotten in touch with 2 saxophone players. So we're going to bring either one of these guys to play a real life sax into the song, and we're going to implement those saxophone bits here and there. Don't know where exactly. We're going to see what the artist is going to come up with. But that's going to be the final touch of the song. And this is going to be I'm going to relate it to this whole thing to our topic, so bear with me. This is going to be my first Afro house track.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I've never made one before. This song was not Afro house. It started as a deep house track.
That's how it starts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you how it happens. It started as a deep house track. It's all cool, nice, cool, whatever. And then I was open for suggestions because I wasn't really feeling the song. Right? So here is how I'm going to link it to the topic. I received some suggestions. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to give it a go. Because these people, definitely, because a few people told me the same thing. So I'm thinking to myself, these people are able to hear something that I'm not being able to hear.
Yeah.
So I quickly turned on my door. I opened up the project. I wrote some Afro house drums. Voila. Seriously, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
Skye, I'm telling you, this is what I'm trying to say. Be open
Yes.
Be open. Let people guide. I'm not saying go and get suggestions from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, absolutely not. But if you value certain people and their ideas and you respect them and you know they're going to be transparent with you no matter what, right? Even if you suck, they're going to tell you, listen, you suck, but here is how to fix. Obviously, not that straight, but you know what I mean? Like, listen. So these people, all separate individuals that don't know one another, all came up with this sort of similar, almost the same suggestion.
Yeah.
I said, cool. This is it.
Amazing. See, it's not even just one suggestion. It's a group of people, like individual groups of people that have said a similar kind of sound. Exactly. And sometimes because I write myself, and sometimes when you are in that creative mode and you're so fixated on that project and that sound, sometimes, and it's very strange, but sometimes you become very, I guess, deaf to other sounds being involved in that, and it takes somebody else to say, why don't you try this? Why don't you try saxophone? Why don't you try electric guitar? Just something that's very outside of the creative bubble. And
the comfort zone.
And it's that can really take the song to the next level. It really is. And it's very similar with say, for instance, there's a lot of artists, pop artists especially, where their sound has transitioned so many times over the years. And I love to use Miley Cyrus as an example, because look how she started from, wearing a blonde wig and bubblegum pop to rock.
Rockstar now. She's actually a
rock, and she's fucking killing it. And you know what? Her as a rock vocalist, oh my god, my favorite thing right now.
Finally found her sound.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. I love it.
But imagine how many people told her to do that.
Yeah, or how many people that told her not to do that.
Oh, possible. That's possible. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Put it this way, I would like to give another example from myself. Just because I'm the most closest person to myself, so I'm experiencing on a daily basis, so I'm able to give. People think that in Cyprus, I'm an R&B DJ. I play R&B hip hop. I love R&B hip hop, old school, new school, whatever. But I am not an R&B DJ.
Yeah,
I am a house head. I used to be a drum and bass head, who's then switched to house. And I'm stuck with house for the rest of my life because I love house music, all kinds of it. However, not many people know, but I produced and sold many hip hop beats. And you can find them on YouTube. You can type produced by Subaholic, you will see a bunch. Just a few days ago, I produced a twerk beat and I sold it. Don't even ask. I did. And New Orleans Bounce is actually called New Orleans Bounce. It's an American genre. So obviously people call it twerk to shorten it, but actually it's called New Orleans Bounce.
Okay.
And it emerged from late 80s and it came through up until these days. So I am quite I'm a quite diverse musician. I'm not talking to you.
He wants to get involved, honestly.
So I'm saying, but if I hadn't opened my eyes and if I hadn't allowed people to sort of guide me in different directions, would I be here right now?
Exactly.
No way. I again am connecting this whole thing to our main topic. I let people at a certain point in my life to guide me because I kind of felt cool. I've been doing this for a while, but it's not taking me anywhere. I'm not seeing any improvements. So I'm going to ask a few people to give me direction, guidance, whatever it is that's missing in my life, and I'm going to put them in motion. I'm not just going to take the ideas. I'm going to say, cool, this may sound bizarre at the moment because it's nothing related to me, and it is definitely outside of my comfort zone, but I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. Yeah. And when I took the advice and I put them in motion, everything changed. Everything changed. I must have sold about 30 beats up until today.
It's incredible. Just from taking on the simple advice of just listening to your peers. And you know what, even when you receive advice that is a bit out there, I think the best response that you can give is, okay, I'm not sure about it, but I'll give it a try. What's the harm in trying it? There is no, it's not a lose-lose situation. If you try it and it doesn't work, cool, it doesn't work for you or that project. But if you try it and you think, there's something about this, let me keep it as a an option, and come back to it if it keeps dwelling on your mind. There's just no harm in just thinking outside the box. And it's terrifying for a lot of artists to think, I don't want to change my sound, that's not who I am as an artist. But artists develop, artists grow constantly with every session, every song that you write. You are constantly developing, which means your sound is developing. And not only is your sound developing, but your audience grow with you. So it's don't be afraid to add in a new instrument or just a new concept in your music. And yeah, that could just be down from one person's simple advice.
You know what you just said actually made a light bulb go up on my head, which is invisible, but it's there still. Actual problem I would like to say is the comfort zone problem. That's not me. That's not my sound. No, you are too comfortable where you are, and you do not have the courage or the courage. You do not have the courage to be able to pursue something new because maybe you are scared. Maybe you're not confident. Maybe you don't have the confidence to chase something new. Maybe you think, if I take a different diversion in my career, maybe I will lose what I already have. But bro or sister, whatever you want to say, the whole life is about taking risks.
Yeah.
If you don't take any risks, you're going to definitely stay where you are for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And that's not a nice place to be. Look, okay, let me rephrase that. It's okay for certain people, right? I understand that, because not everyone's about growth. Not everyone's about becoming who they were born to be, and I respect that. But if you are an artist, you are already one step ahead of the rest of the crowd, because now you are already living a very, very risky life. Yeah. Being an artist is, because 95% of the artists, let's be fair, they're never going to make it. Purely because of obviously them being so stuck to their sound, them not promoting themselves enough, and they being maybe, I don't know, so stubborn, or they think that they are so, on this, on that, because I've seen it so many freaking times. I'm not gonna lie. They come and introduce themselves as this next rock star, and then 2 years later, you don't hear from them, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah.
It's true, but I think the advice that I'd love to give to anyone that is terrified of trying something new, or adapting or tweaking their style is, do you love this new thing that you're doing? Does it make your heart skip? If it does, and you're not sure about what the response is going to be, then do it and try it out, put it out there, see what response you get from, just put out a single and just see what you get from that. And if the response isn't what you wanted, then tweak it. It doesn't mean you have to change everything drastically all over again. It just means, okay, this is something that, a new passion that you found and a new sound that you're loving. So let's see how we can make it work. That's it. It doesn't mean, you have to completely start from scratch again. And I think that's the biggest fear for a lot of artists, is if this doesn't work out, then I'm fucked. But that's not the case. That's not the case. It just means if this doesn't work, cool, we'll go to, the plan B, which isn't really plan B. It's just tweaking plan A.
That's it. You have just, to cut the long story short, you have just explored a new territory.
Yeah.
You just discovered whether if it's going to work for you or not. If it's going to work for you, freaking happy days. If it's not, on to the next one.
Exactly.
Do not be scared. Just take the advice, take your very own leads, and go ahead and try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, like I said, on to the next one.
Exactly. And you and I were very spiritual in the sense of living in the now. And
Of course.
that is a process that we love to teach with our clients. And the biggest thing that we love to put forward is, you know, do what you love in this moment. And, you know, if it doesn't work, then just see how else we can move forward with this. It's not all about the end goal. It's just doing what you love, and that's it. Really, it's really is as simple as that.
That's it. 100%. I agree with you. Alrighty, guys. This is it for this week. Next week we're going to have a longer podcast. You have our words, definitely. But right now we are on a tight schedule. We have got so much work to do, but we are happy to be back. And thank you for joining, watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
See you later.